9 Premier League fans. 1 heated question.
Arguably the greatest striker this country's ever seen.
Kane had 3 goals.
We don't know what Haaland's going to become.
Kane was kicking about in Norwich City, mate. He's in Norwich. The other 7 listen and pick a side.
Right now and for the last 10 years, they aren't that club, they aren't that team, and they still think they are, and it's deluded and it's annoying.
At any moment, they could switch sides if the argument sways them.
United fans, would you want a new stadium? Yes. Newcastle might be the only club who wants to keep their stadium.
Who stands firm and who will cross the line?
Oh, he's ready.
Okay. Hands down, Arsenal have the worst, most annoying fan base in the Premier League. I'm going to go deep with it. I think that Arsenal have ruined their club when it comes to it. I do believe it now. I love Robbie. Big up Robbie. Don Robbie, I love you. I think you've innovated fan space. But I also think that you ruined the morale of your team. Hector Bellerin, for one, he's a guy that's come out and he's actually said that AFTV have had an effect on the players. And from when they've had an effect on the players and the players are coming out saying that, I think if you are a true supporter and not a fan, not a fanatic, you calm down. But he never calmed down. In fact, they ramped it up, you know what I mean? So they actually bullied Bellerin for views. And I think when they're winning, they're singing. When they're losing, they're bullying, you know what I mean? So for me, Shaka out, there's so many players they've wanted out over the years. They don't support their club, they're just fanatics.
Can I jump in quickly? Sorry to be so rude. I know this is an Arsenal Man United.
Yeah.
I saw West Ham fans run on the pitch, start whacking their own players with corner flags. Burnley at home, 17-18.
Did you hear what
Finding a good corner for Arsenal fans being annoying, mate. Let him
Yeah. Fair, no. There you go. Like, there's no accountability. Like, I've got more, but I listen to what you got to say. I'll be back.
So what I'll say is, the question is, who's the more annoying fan base? I think Arsenal fans are more annoying to their own fan base, not to everyone else. Why do you as a West Ham fan care what Arsenal are saying about Arsenal?
Because I love football. I love football.
Yeah, but you should hate Arsenal, so you should lap that up that they're creating a negative environment. Man United fans are so deluded to everyone else. You've got a Man United fan stood there saying we're going to win the league. They haven't won the league since 2013. They've had a series of players they've brought in from abroad, from domestic leagues, who've had torrid times at Man United and then left again and revitalised their careers because it's a bad environment to be in. It's been a bad environment to be in for over 10 years, and the fans seem to think that it's still as it was in 2013, 2011. It's not.
But stop, you're going back to 2013, 2011. These guys go back all the way to 2004, 2005.
Their mentality hasn't changed since then. They still think they're challenging for the title. They couldn't beat Grimsby.
Can I just say, even in our worst time, though, that you're mentioning, we still won more trophies than basically most of these clubs combined.
How did it go against Tottenham?
We still won most. We still won more trophies, even in our worst time. So we actually have a right to still be a little bit annoying because we are here winning silverware every other year.
Can I just say though, you asked me why am I so annoyed by Arsenal fans? Because I'm a lover of the game, man. I come from the old school where you had time to let results settle, and you're getting, like, they're so reactive. And when you're reactive and you're getting people's thoughts after a game, you're going to get the worst thoughts. We're all
they
upset.
know that.
And I know they know
it's
it.
Creating content, man.
I know. And I think for the sake of content, like I say, you should slow down. And maybe your team, not your team, but maybe the Arsenal team will do a lot better with that little, look, they just at the end, they bottle it always bottling it. And I think it's the pressure from the fans.
If Arsenal were the more annoying fan base, people wouldn't tune in to Arsenal Fan TV week in, week out to see them rant to camera. They enjoy it.
But you know what it is? You've mentioned Arsenal Fan
TV
a lot.
There's
plenty of Man United channels that do the exact same thing.
This guy ran in the shop at City and just started singing United songs. That's annoying.
Did he do that?
Everyone get on this.
Great moment. It was a historic moment.
That's annoying.
I personally would opt for the fan base that's more deluded is annoying, and the fan base that's more negative amongst their own fan base, leave it to them. I don't care. I'm a Leeds fan. You're a West Ham fan. If they want to create a negative environment within their own club, crack on. That suits us. That suits everyone else in the league. Why would we care about that? You say you love football, you are a West Ham fan. in the Premier League, directly up against Arsenal. If they are creating a negative environment in their own club, crack on. I love that. Man United fans, constantly on social media, constantly clip farming, constantly saying we're going to challenge for the title, we're going to challenge for this, we're going to challenge for that. They aren't that club, they aren't that team, they haven't been that team for over a decade. Yes, they've won trophies.
Yeah,
Crystal Palace have won an FA Cup.
Arsenal have been doing that for 20 years. They ain't won the title in 20 years.
They won it in 20
haven't won the
years.
Champions League, but yet they constantly put themselves at the elite
They've been doing it for 5 years.
Well, actually, this is how you play football the right way.
I don't see that.
Go on.
I don't see them having a God-given right that they're going to win this, that and the other. No Arsenal fans going into this season thinking we're going to win the Champions League.
Hang on.
Every season they have a dividing line for the title.
Do they seem as confident as they did before they got the striker? Now they've got the striker.
Yeah, but they don't finish 15th and still chat. Arsenal. If
Stevo,
Arsenal finish 15th,
I
they'd
haven't
be
heard
like
from Man
down
United fans for a donkey's amount of years. That's me. I'm on
Yeah,
Twitter
they've shut
every day, and there's Arsenal spaces gassing them up for the last 5 years.
That's recency, though. You've got to think over this
So
time.
we're getting scrutiny for gassing our team up, but your first point was that we ruin the team and we rip into them too much.
That's
So
part
what are we
of it.
meant to do?
No, that's
Are
part
we
of
meant
it.
to
though.
gas them up?
One sec. There's a balance. When you gas them up too much, that's not good. Too much of anything, too much negativity is bad. Too much positivity is bad.
Why are you telling us how to behave as football
I'm not
fans?
telling you. I'm just saying
We
it's
back
annoying.
our team, or we don't.
Listen, Arsenal fans, we know you've done tremendous things in the Premier League. You've got the gold-plated trophy. Well done. But look how long ago it was. You need to humble yourself, support your team. Be supporters, not fanatics. And I guarantee you will see your fortunes change.
He stood there today, on and off camera, and told us, point blank, Man United are going to win the Premier League. If Arsenal had finished 15th last season, you won't hear a peep from them. They won't be going into this season saying they're going to win the Premier League, even if they were 5 unbeaten. That's the difference. Their mentality, they think they're so much bigger right now than they are. I'm not saying Man United aren't a big club at all. They're a huge club, worldwide fan base, blah, blah, blah. But right now, and for the last 10 years, they aren't that club, they aren't that team, and they still think they are. And it's deluded and it's annoying.
He's acting like the delusion isn't warranted. The delusion is warranted. I grew up my whole life winning trophy. And I know now we've ruined a lot of childhoods in this room, right? And that's why we get a lot of stick. The delusion is because that my whole life was just Premier League, Champions League, Ballon d'Or. And even in our worst time, I've seen us win more trophies than most of the Premier League clubs combined. So why would we not think we can go and win the bigger trophies when it's all I've ever known?
I think people are just a bit too concerned about how us Arsenal fans behave. His first point was that we're too harsh on the team, and then he's saying that we gas them up too much. Worry about how you support your own club. I'm going to gas us up when we're top of the league and we're competing on all 4 fronts. Why wouldn't I? I do think that Arsenal fans are annoying. It's because we're so desperate to see something, and in the midst of all of that, we're going to gas them up to try and get them over the line.
Define Harry Kane's legacy in the Premier League. Tell me what it is, and I'll see if Haaland can beat it, mate.
One of the all-time greatest scorers you've ever seen in the league. 216 goals in 320 games. I mean, playing for Tottenham Hotspur, which, let's be honest, they've never really been the powerhouse.
That's the
he
legacy.
is the guy that made us that team that we were.
What
Remember
team?
your gaffer
What
was
team?
calling us
Yeah. No,
Harry
Premier
Kane
League.
FC
In the
once
Premier
upon a
League.
time.
In the Premier League.
Yeah, in the Premier League. I know, look, he may not have the accolades to go with it, but we're judging him as a footballer. And in terms of a footballer, he has way more to his
What is
toolbox.
legacy, mate? It's the accolades.
The thing
Haaland
is,
turned up in the league and did more than Kane had ever done in a season by far in one season.
In different
52
situations,
goals.
though.
52 goals in 52 games, treble,
He's
golden
literally coming
boot,
into
smashed
a
the goal
team,
record in
but
one
he's coming
season.
into a team that's done domestic treble, that's Centurions. It's a machine that is literally, he's a cherry on top of the cake that's already made. Harry Kane had to build the cake.
But Salah
He had to put the whip
got
in.
a freakish 32-goal season. Everyone was like, this is unheard of. Salah scored 32 goals in a season.
I agree.
Haaland got 36.
Incredible, insane. But for me, Harry Kane, that very same season, was right behind in a poor,
Right behind.
one of the
Yeah,
worst
say right
Tottenham
behind.
teams,
It's about 7
scoring
goals, I
30
think.
goals. 6 goals is the difference.
And assists as well.
And I wasn't even there yet. Because you talk about legacies, only one other player has a feat that he has, being a top goal scorer, whilst being a top assister in that league. He was literally the entire attack for Tottenham Hotspurs. You can't tell
England as well.
Haaland is the icing
Who won
on the
Player of the
cake.
Year that season?
Kane is the machine.
Who won Player of the Year that season?
of course, because he was won the title. It's all
Who won Player of the Year that
accolades
season?
that were.
Who- exactly.
It don't matter.
Harry Kane will never have a
But the thing
statue
is,
outside Tottenham. Haaland will get.
Wait, are we not
thing
talking
is,
about
it's-
England as well, by the way?
But
Tell me
in
when.
terms of international, it's not even a joke because Haaland ain't even got to an international tournament yet. Let's not even talk about that.
What's Harry Kane won in his career?
Listen, Harry
Tell me
Kane's
what Harry
Champions
Kane's
League
won.
record ain't that bad, you
Tell
know.
me what Harry Kane's won.
Hey, don't let Harry Kane be the
Tell
guy
me
who knocks
what's Harry-
Haaland out this year.
Tell me what
Now
Harry
he's with a
Kane's
serious
won.
team in Bayern
Tell me
Munich.
what Harry Kane's won.
You better hope he's
Tell me, all I'm asking
just
for
saying.
is, all
How
I'm
many
asking
goals has he
for
got?
Is it
5
about
minutes
what
off?
Harry Kane's won?
Yes,
though?
it is.
Is it?
He captained.
What about the individual?
He's not got
The
England over the
individual.
line. He's not
What do
turned
you,
up.
Can I
what do you
ask you a
label?
question?
What do you label Harry Kane's legacy?
Yeah, I've told you to define
One of the
it.
most complete strikers.
No, but
and
define,
arguably the greatest striker
define
this
that,
country's
and
ever
what's he
seen.
got to show for that?
Like,
and what's he got to show
all
for that?
time.
So we might as well be talking about Matt Letizia then, mate. What's he got?
What?
What's he got to show about?
Matt Letizia.
What's he got
no,
to
what
show?
you're doing is you're trying
What's
to
he
bring
got to
team
show?
accolades
Yeah, what's
and
he got
compare
to
it
show?
to the individual.
What's he got
the
to show?
team accolades depends on
No.
situational.
No.
Harry Kane was at Tottenham because he
You've
was
already
a
said.
loving,
You've
loyal
already said.
player.
You've already said on and off camera. You've said it.
Off camera?
No, on
We don't
camera.
know
I
that.
think it's on
We
camera.
don't know that.
On camera, you said Erling Haaland is the greatest goal scorer the Premier League has ever seen. You said that.
No, I
on
never.
camera.
No, I know.
Yes.
Listen, he could go on to be that, but right
No,
now,
you've already said he
Harry
is.
Kane's,
You've already said he
Harry
is.
Kane's ahead of him
You
in
already
those
said he
scoring
is.
charts.
99 goals in 108
Who's
games.
number 2 in the all-time scoring charts?
Haaland's only played 108 games. He got 99
No,
goals. After
we don't
108
know.
games,
As you said
at
earlier,
Haaland's age,
fitness
Kane had
is
like 3
required.
goals, mate.
Form is required. If
Kane had
Pep leaves,
3 goals.
We
at
don't know
Haaland's age,
what Haaland's
mate.
going to become.
Kane was kicking about in
Haaland
Norwich
might-
City, mate. He's in
Haaland might
Norwich.
dip in 3
He's in
years.
Norwich.
When you talk about
Yes,
tools
it
in
is.
the box,
Haaland's
when you talk
25,
about what
Kane's
he's done in the Premier
35,
League,
mate.
second all-time top goal scorer.
He's got 10 years.
Outscored Rooney,
No.
the all-time England goal scorer. He's England's all-time
Haaland's
scorer.
got 99 goals,
The total
mate, in
package,
108
Harry
games.
Kane has it. And Haaland,
He's won the treble.
In
What
theory,
would
in
Haaland do in that
potential, he
Spurs
might
side?
have it.
What would
But
Haaland
right
do in
now-
that Spurs side?
I think he'd
iconic-
match or beat that.
Tottenham's 2 most iconic wins from when Harry Kane first kicked
Well,
the
when
ball
he
for
didn't
Tottenham.
play.
Harry Kane wasn't
He
even
wasn't
in the squad.
even
He
there.
wasn't on the pitch.
You seen the amount of chances
he's
that back
injured.
side created
You're
here?
taxing him for being injured.
No, I'm not. I'm not taxing him for being injured. But it
Patrick
just goes to
Bamford
show
had
that
bagged 20
Spurs were
goals for you.
capable
Think
without
about how poor City were last season, and Haaland was injured for like at least a third of the season as well, and he's still got 22 league goals.
And who had the most big chances
And
missed
you
in
were
the
saying
season?
Kane's best season was 30.
And as soon as he leaves, Tottenham lift the trophy.
By the way, also
slimy.
legacy for me
You are
is a
slimy.
kid that did play for Norwich, Leighton Orient, Millwall, and grafted and got himself to be
and you know
where
what
he's at
Haaland
now.
did? You know
That's
what Haaland was
legacy
so good
for
that
me.
he went from Britain to Salzburg.
He's a nepo
and
baby.
within like,
He's a nepo baby.
I think the fact that we're even having this conversation, given how long Haaland's been in the country, is quite remarkable. Harry Kane is obviously one of, if not the most complete strikers in Premier League history. Haaland's been here for 10 minutes and he's already in conversations with that player. What is he going to go on to achieve with City with the 10-year contract that he's got? I have no idea, and I don't even want to know. It sickens me.
It is definitely about the next 5 to 10 years of what he's able to do, because obviously what Haaland's achieved already, if he can continue that, it will trump Harry Kane. It's just about whether or not he's able to stay in this league.
What is it? Modern.
Modern stadiums or old school stadiums?
Because old. Yeah, but
Let's be sensible. Let's be sensible.
no.
Let's go.
Yeah, but
He's looked to the future.
No, but this it's very topical debate for us. Our whole fan base are
There's
debating.
water coming from your roof,
Now, but they're
man.
debating: do we move on to New Trafford, or do we
Even
stay
more
with
reason to want a new stadium, the leaking roof.
The atmosphere is already bad enough as it is there.
to build a new one?
Anyway,
create a better atmosphere.
Are we getting in debates already, bro?
So
You're the only one there.
I'm not in this one.
So, the reason why I think every club strives to have a modern stadium, especially in 2025. I feel like, look, the old school stadium, everyone talks about the feel and the atmosphere, it's great. But I feel like Tottenham, for us, I feel like we've built a new stadium and we've managed to create an atmosphere. What a lot of stadiums do is they build new stadiums and they're not able to create that atmosphere.
You haven't
That is on a
managed to create an
club-to-club
atmosphere.
basis. That's your opinion. In my opinion, I think we've seen some great atmospheres at Tottenham Hotspurs. Also, you think of the revenue that comes with it. You look at clubs like Everton building and basically hedging their future on this new stadium just so they can progress forward. We all love history and we all love the nostalgia and the stories that came with the historical buildings that we lived in, but everybody wants to move forward and progress into something better.
Okay, so if we're talking on a business model for the club to make the most money, get the most people in, then absolutely I agree with you, modern stadiums, bigger stadiums, blah, blah, blah. As a fan goer, and you want to retain your atmosphere and retain your club's identity, and you want to be close to the pitch, and you want the ceilings low, and you want the acoustics to be good, and you want all that, old school stadiums are the best. Ellen Road, Upton Park, we've seen them move away, they now regret that completely. You lot, half your fan base misses White Hart Lane. They do, I see it.
It's the nostalgia, as I said. It's the nostalgia.
Man City fans miss Main Road.
I don't think they
Mate,
do.
we wouldn't be what we are.
I think they love the Etihad
We
right
wouldn't
now, you know?
This is the thing, right? The new stadium made Man City. We wouldn't have had the takeover and the change if we were still stuck in Main Road. They were weighing up City.
You were bored of it.
The owners were weighing up City, they were weighing up Everton, they looked at the stadium, they looked at the infrastructure, look at City's stadium now, the academy, all that big system going on, and that's why we are what we are.
And that's the thing, is as much as you want to almost like ignore the business side of it, that's actually the reality of football nowadays. It is a business as well.
That doesn't necessarily mean I have to agree with that.
You don't have to agree
I
with
don't
that.
like that.
And look,
in fact, I hate that.
The atmosphere, I agree. There is definitely a degree of the closeness. But I think that's on a club-to-club basis. I think Etihad, they've been able to create an atmosphere. Some people say
they have not.
They may
No,
have
they
not.
have not.
I think
No,
it
they have
definitely
not.
gets oversold that they don't have one. On the right nights, they definitely have an atmosphere.
We do.
And I think you ask Chelsea fans, would they want a new stadium? Yes. United fans, would you want a new stadium? Yes. Newcastle might be the only club who wants to keep their stadium. Either way, I think a lot of stadiums have, for example, the West Ham one, I think is the often common one that people use, where they say, oh, they've moved into a new stadium and they regret it. I think
we're seeing it right now.
There is a degree of regret, but I think they chose the wrong stadium.
Yes.
Had they chose the right one,
they
would have loved it.
Right, we got told that where Upton Park was, we couldn't rebuild there, they wasn't selling it, then they ended up selling it, they've built houses on it now. That's why I would have loved the new stadium where we was, but I've had great European nights at the stadium I'm at now, and the atmosphere was incredible. Incredible.
If you're defining a modern stadium by a new stadium, fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm on about the modern build of a stadium, big bowl, high roofs, no acoustics, not close to the pitch, running track round the pitch. West Ham, you've got a whole beer garden in the stadium.
It's incredible.
No, it's not.
It is
no,
incredible.
It's not.
It's unreal.
If you build a new stadium, like Brentford, for example, I'm not saying Brentford have the best atmosphere, but like Brentford have built a new stadium that keeps in with that classic build of a stadium, that's fine.
Nah, it's way modern.
Big, bold stadium.
It's so bright.
For me, it's a case-by-case
me.
basis, though. Those clubs like Brentford, like Tottenham, I feel like, even City,
Yeah.
I feel like certain clubs have built those right stadiums.
We didn't. We
But
moved into one.
Certain clubs haven't, and I think a lot of clubs, if you ask them, would they move into a new stadium if they could? They would.
Unlike some of these guys, I've had the privilege of being at an old stadium and a new stadium, and I can tell you, I prefer the old stadium, I do. But that's why I'm so close to this line, because I've had some great European nights, some great Premier League nights at the new stadium, the Olympic Stadium. So, although I'm on this side with the old, I agree with you.
Can I ask you a question?
Can
I ask you a question?
Go on.
And this applies to all of you as well, right? And none of you will be in this situation, but it's realistic for West Ham. Let's say West Ham ended up back in the doldrums of the Championship. You think you're filling that stadium, and do you think you're generating an atmosphere?
100%.
As a Forest fan, we had that option where we were talking about potentially going to Tottenham Lane to get a 50,000 seater stadium. We were so against it, because it's more than just a stadium, it's the soul, it's your identity, it's the history, and there's so much history. And when we're just erasing it now, it's become so corporate, so modern, so made for tourists. That's not what football's about. It's made by the working class, stolen by the rich.
People seem to forget that our stadium is quite new. I think it was 97 or something, and just because it isn't this traditional old ground that's where the club was born doesn't mean it can't become home. Our atmospheres are still brilliant. We can still sell out. It really doesn't matter the shape of the stadium too much if the fan base is always there, and it's become home no matter how weird it looks, no matter if it looks like a spaceship, whatever you think, it doesn't matter. It's home for our fan base, and I think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with modern stadiums when they're done right.